ocean of decisions whirling in my
Welcome back, guys. So today I'm sharing with you my current nighttime routine. So things have changed quite a bit since having Sebastian. I feel like we're finally in the rhythm of things though, and our routine does start pretty early because Sebastian is usually ready for bed anytime between 7 and 9. So one thing that my husband and I have made a huge effort to do is to either be done with our work early or kind of pause it and then resume once Sebastian is already in bed so we can kind of enjoy the evening together. So we start winding down around 5 p.m. and that's around the time that my husband likes to make his bone broth, and he makes it for both of us. So I've showed you guys this before, but this is the bone broth that we like to drink, and he prepares it with lime juice, also salt and pepper, and then puts it in the microwave for about 30 seconds just so it gets warm enough, and we will enjoy that while Sebastian is playing in his activity center, which you guys will see him in a little bit. He's so cute. He will start to tell me once he is ready to kind of start winding his night down. When he gets a little bit antsy in his activity center, you'll see he just kind of starts jumping up and down. So that's when we will start his night routine. I'll go ahead and take out his toys. I like to put an extra blanket down on the rug. Even though the rug is nice and plush, it just adds an extra layer of protection, and then I kind of build a little fort around all the furniture because he's at the point where he's kind of dragging himself and he moves a lot. But you guys can see his eyes are getting so small because he is so tired. We'll play, read books, listen to music. I like to put on really mellow lullabies to kind of just signal him that it's almost ready for bed. And meanwhile, my husband is making his green smoothies. I don't know if I told you guys, but my husband is not the biggest fan of vegetables, so we have a deal that if he drinks all of his veggies, then at dinner time we don't have to have them with our food. So I'll go ahead and start preparing Sebastian's bath. This is probably one of the last times he's going to be having his bath in the sink because he's getting so big. We'll probably end up transferring him over to our master bath. And this is his favorite time of the day. He loves his bath time, you guys. Like, I've never seen a baby that loves bath time more than he does. He does have his sound machine in our bedroom, so he'll listen to lullabies while he eats, and then once he falls asleep, I will switch it over to white noise. So he is exclusively breastfeeding still, but at nighttime I like to give him a pumped bottle because I find that this helps him stay asleep a lot longer because he will eat more. If I were to nurse him, he would just fall asleep halfway through feeding and then wake up an hour later hungry again. If you guys have little ones, let me know if they're also side sleepers because this is the first time I've ever seen a baby that likes to sleep on their side. Usually it's either on their tummy or their backs. So once he falls asleep, it is time for my nighttime routine, and this is when I can really get stuff done. He'll go down around 7 to 8 p.m. and he will stay down until like midnight or 1. So this gives me a ton of time to work, also make dinner, spend some time with my husband, and just do pretty much anything that I need to do. So I will start by tidying up the living room because I just think a clear space just gives you a clear mind. I also give it a quick vacuum just because this is where Sebastian plays. But having this cordless Dyson vacuum cleaner has really made such a huge difference. Like, it just makes vacuuming so easy. I don't even think about it. And I have been getting a lot of questions asking which model I have. So I will let you guys know the exact one down in the info box. So while I was tidying up, my husband was actually tidying up the kitchen so that I could go in and make dinner. So I'm actually making sweet and spicy chicken. I made this on Insta Stories a few days ago and it turned out amazing. So a lot of you guys wanted me to show you guys how I made it. So I decided to make it again for dinner. My husband loved it too. And I'm making that with a side of rice. So I'm actually cooking the rice in the Instant Pot because it's so easy. I just washed my rice and put it in the Instant Pot with some water and then turned it on and forgot about that, and then I could get started on my chicken. So for the chicken, it's all about the sauce. The sauce is so good, and you can definitely kind of like alternate it to your taste. If you want it spicier, you could add more hot sauce, or if you want it sweeter, you could add more honey. But I will leave all of the exact measurements and ingredients for you guys down below, so in case you want to follow along with the recipe. But it basically has garlic, honey, brown sugar, sriracha, and soy sauce. And you can add any type of hot sauce. I just really like sriracha. And then to balance out all those flavors, I'm adding a little bit of rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you could use regular vinegar. It just needs a little bit of acidity. And then I'm going to prep my chicken. So I am using chicken breast. I like to clean it off really good so it doesn't have any chewy parts. And then I season it with salt, pepper, and onion powder and just give it a good mix. If you guys have never handled chicken before, definitely either wear gloves or make sure that you have one clean hand at all times so that you don't cross-contaminate your condiment bottles and things like that, or just wash your hands a lot in between. So the trick that I found to this chicken for the sauce to really get thick is to coat the chicken in a light layer of flour before cooking it. So you can totally skip this step if you are following like a gluten-free diet or anything like that. But I just find that coating it lightly with flour really helps thicken up that sauce and make it feel like restaurant quality. And another critical element to the flavor of this is cooking the chicken in butter. Again, if you don't eat butter, you can definitely use like an olive oil or coconut oil, but the butter goes so well with that honey and also the soy sauce. It just gives it such a delicious flavor that I think it's totally worth it at least once. So I make sure to put the stove on medium high, make sure my pot is super hot, add my butter, and then I go ahead and add my chicken. I make sure not to crowd the pan though, because I want the chicken to get nice and crispy. So I did have to do 2 batches. Once it was all nice and cooked, I went ahead and threw the chicken back on the pot and then added my sauce. So you don't want to cook the chicken for very long, about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then add the sauce and it'll continue to cook in that way. Once you add the sauce, you can turn the heat down to about medium low and just kind of let it simmer for about 10 minutes. It may take a little bit longer if you don't use the flour, just so that the sauce can get nice and thick. My chicken actually cooked before the rice was done, so I just turned it off and put the lid on it so that it stayed nice and warm. So while the rice was still cooking, I went ahead and just did a little bit of cleanup. I wiped the counters down. That way cleanup was a lot less at the end of the dinner. Once the rice was ready, I went ahead and served it all, and then I added some sesame seeds on top and I served it. And as you guys can tell, there's no veggies because we did have that green smoothie earlier. And this is also when the puppies will eat. And as you guys can tell, their food is all over the place because they don't believe in eating out of their plates. After dinner, I go ahead and put away any leftovers, and my husband will finish cleaning up the kitchen while I go and get ready for bed. So I told you guys in my morning routine, I have become a night showerer. All the things that I used to do in the mornings, I now do them at night. Right after that, I went in with my serum, and this is the serum that I've been using and absolutely loving. It's by Lancome. It absorbs into your skin super fast, and I'm almost completely out of it. While I give that time to absorb, I go ahead and use my lip mask. I actually just got this, and it's really nice. The next morning, my lips felt so smooth. And currently I am using the CEO moisturizer from Sunday Riley, and I really like it. I especially like it in the daytime because for some reason I feel like it brightens my skin. But at night I do find that I need an extra step of hydration. So I've been enjoying this night mask from Summer Fridays. I apply a really thick layer on top of the moisturizer.
It's 3 a.m. You got me waiting for your love.
And my last step is to give myself a facial massage. So I have been obsessed with this Clarisonic attachment. This is the firming massage head. You can buy this attachment separately if you do have a Clarisonic, but this is awesome. I use this in the morning and at night. It helps tone my skin. It helps depuff. It also helps with lymph drainage. Then I will head into my office and catch up on any emails, also do some editing or whatever work I have left to do. If I'm done early enough, I will go out into the living room and watch some Criminal Minds because that is my current obsession. Let me know what show you guys are watching right now. Yeah, that is it for my nighttime routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it.